I wanted to show you your second assignment. Your first assignment's posted on RomanNet. It's the IP addresses assignment where you have to watch a video and answer some questions on a worksheet. The second one is called App Ideas. In this, you're going to create 3 tables and submit those tables to me in Shobi. So what do you need to do? First, let's start with table 1. I need you to make a table with the heading My Interests, Hobbies, and Clubs, and a minimum of 5 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I want you to populate those rows with your interests, hobbies, or clubs. So for example, if I were to fill this out, it would say something like basketball, reading, playing guitar, cyber patriot, rock band. So if you need to, pause the video and go ahead and write down your 5 interests, hobbies, or clubs. For the second column of this table, you're going to write down ways an app could improve this. And so what I want you to do is brainstorm 5 different app ideas for how an app could improve the experience of basketball or reading or whatever you wrote. So for example, I only wrote down 3, but take a look at this. If I had a basketball app that could take video of practices or games and then give me suggestions for improvement, that would be a great app. So that would be one app idea. Cyber Patriot, if I had an app that would give me training exercises. Or if for Rock Band, we had an app that could take video of us playing and then give us suggestions for improvement. That could be a great app as well. So I want you to come up with 5 different app ideas. And again, before we move on to table 2, go ahead and pause this video and fill that out. All right, now let's move on to table 2. In table 2, I want you to write down another table, 5 rows, with specific user groups as the heading. And when you write down specific user groups, I want you to think about what your family members or your relatives are into. So for example, if I wrote down specific user groups, I'd maybe write down, like, I think of my wife, who's a mom of a teenager. I think of friends who are basketball players. I think of my parents. They would be grouped into a grandparents user group. I think of colleagues who would be grouped into a CS teachers group, or cat lovers. Okay, so before we move on to the second column for this, go ahead and write down 5 specific user groups, and you can pause the video now to do that. Now for the second column of this video, you're going to write down or create or imagine an app that would be useful to them. So again, 5 different apps. I only wrote down a couple so you get an idea. But what if there was an app for grandparents where they could keep information about their grandkids? Like you can click on a grandkid's face and it would show you their hobbies, their interests, some of the upcoming events that they have. What if, this one's not such a great app idea, but what if there was an app for cat lovers where you could click on the specific breed of cat that you have, and it would show you cat products or useful tips or information for that particular breed. So go ahead and write down 5 different app ideas for these user groups, and then we have one last table to complete. Pause the video and you can finish table 2. Okay, now moving on to table 3. In this one, I want you to imagine 4 different objects or appliances in your house or around us that could be made smarter. So think both inside your house as well as outside your house. So for example, like if I were to think an object like chairs, those are inside my house and outside my house, an oven, maybe beverage containers, or like a washing machine. So for example, you could maybe think of like a mailbox, like what would be a smart mailbox? Or again, my point is think of objects inside your house and outside your house. Pause the video and I want you to write down 4 things. And the last column for this. Remember, I told you that I don't really care about like the physical hardware part that you need to make something smarter. What I only care about is the app interface feature. So what if there were, so make that as your second column. What if there was a chair, a smart chair, and the app allowed you to adjust the temperature from the app for the chair. You could adjust the height and it could also tell me like how long I've been sitting so I could stay more fit. What if there was an oven app that allowed me to preheat it once I was like a certain distance from home so as not to be like unsafe, but also to get a head start on things? And it could also tell me the current temp. Um, what if there was a beverage container where I could pour my beverage in there, like a Starbucks drink, and it could tell me the current temperature and how full it is? Also, like if I had it for milk, I could pour my kids' milk in there, and then I would know at the store like how much, how full their milk is. And lastly, what if there was a washing machine that allowed me to start and stop cycles or check cycle status? Your job is to complete those three tables and submit those onto Shobi under app ideas. If you have any questions, let me know.